So you never the truth is, I've known you a very long time, and you still get very hyper. You get, especially before shows or before the podcast, your dial just goes up.
Yeah.
You ready for the podcast?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're here, everybody. We've made it. Lexi's excited.
Drink some more coffee.
Because she wants to play the fucking drums. And every time we talk about the drums, Lexi bursts with energy. Did you happen to see the positive response from her little drum practice video? I mean, it was just a little thing. It wasn't meant to be serious or anything, but it was like a little progress video. Everybody loved it.
It's incredible.
How could they not?
Thank you.
We're ready for no strings attached.
Yeah.
Boom, doodle, doodle. Yeah, we got it. We got that. So not only is Lexi screaming and djembeing, but she still is practicing the drums ever since she fixed her flipper.
Yeah.
But I was warning her before the podcast and the broadcast had started that if she keeps banging her hand because when she gets excited, she smacks and whacks her hand off tables and her legs and everything else. And you're looking, you go, my God, you're going to get hurt doing this. So save the flipper.
Yeah. I really smash.
They're all out of cortisone at St. Pete's. Tell 'em.
That's really concerning.
It is if you keep whacking the flipper.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Honeycomb Hideout. It's midweek. We're a little after 7, but it does happen on Hump Day.
Wednesday let us.
Please share the feed. This does help us. I was able to get new guitar strings and picks. And I'm not even kidding. I'm actually serious because people have supported this podcast and help us out with little bits of stars and they share the feed. Little by little, it actually really helps the band with simple stuff like gas money, non-caffeinated beverages for Lexi.
50 stars from Chad.
Hell yeah.
We just started.
And we just started. But here's the thing. Chad's onto something. Believe it or not, it might not seem like a ton of money. But in today's world, for independent artists and bands like us, modern booking has changed a lot for smaller bands. The idea that we can drive around all summer, it's getting really expensive. So bands like us, we have kind of cut the fat, so to speak, and we have prioritized our most important shows. So now and moving forward, we plan to book higher quality shows with the idea of going out further, going out farther, and playing higher quality shows. And that might mean us playing less shows.
Yeah.
100 stars from Kevin.
Kevin!
Hell yeah.
But if Kevin and Chad keep going, we might drive to Kickapoo.
Let's go to Kickapoo!
Thank you guys so much. And sharing the podcast is massive.
Yeah.
It really is.
Huge.
Spread the love.
I'm always impressed by how many people share our passionate uploads and posts, because we're not like a lot of rock and roll bands that are just constantly maybe posting about like music or shows. We post about some controversial stuff. We post a lot of opinionated and passionate and strong opinionated material. So it's important to remember that this podcast is just our opinion, and this is only some of the band. So what we say on this podcast doesn't represent everybody in the band. Just throw that out there.
50 stars from Kevin.
Kevin! You're the
My man.
best!
We're going to PA.
Let's go to PA!
I feel like the more people give us stars where they're from, we should start writing it down, because that's where we're going.
Absolutely.
Making a list now.
Like, people who donate to us regularly, that's where we should be playing. People who support us most, that's truthfully where we want to play.
Right.
So if you're in a town, if you're in Texas, if you're in Puerto Rico, and you want to see Sepsis play, keep supporting the band, because in the future, we would like to prioritize and hyper-focus on the people that love this band the most. We know a lot of people can tolerate us for the most part, but we really want to meet the people that love the music and want to meet us. So keep supporting, and we're going to try to make it there.
50 stars from Chad.
Chad!
Okay,
Hell
well,
yeah.
hopefully he's not in Stockholm or something.
Right.
Where are you from, Chad?
All
Gio
right.
says you'll need a bigger piggy bank.
For hosting our stream.
I love that jingle. That's like my
It
favorite
never
jingle that we
really
made.
gets old.
Yeah. Thank you.
I remember the day-
you.
I remember the day that we made it.
Yes. It was so much fun. We
Yeah.
made a triangle at the microphone.
Yes, it's because we got those new microphones.
Yeah.
We got those new AD converter microphones from Antelope Audio when we got our sponsorship. I just sang this one little thing, and they heard me singing on a live broadcast.
What'd you sing?
I said, I was just freestyling, and I sang, come back home to me.
Oh, yes, that song. Come back home.
We were playing something, and it was just like we were all sitting around, and it was just like there was a chord progression going on, and we were testing these brand new microphones. Everybody knows that Melissa records on the Antelope Duo. It's kind of like how we get Melissa's sound, is we have this special microphone that Melissa uses. And they're special in the sense that they're analog to digital, meaning they can emulate some of the most popular microphones on the world. So it's like, so it's like a regular microphone, but the microphone also emulates some of the most historically popular microphones, like Newmans and different stuff. So anyhow, we were testing it out, and I'm just singing, come back home, me. And we recorded it in some sort of a reel, just messing around, and they called us back, and they gave us a full sponsorship.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
pretty
cool.
cool.
And then later on, that was the jingle for thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. But then later on, we
For hosting our stream.
streamed. That's it. So there's the story. So
Alex says he loves your hat.
Yes,
I
tip hat.
love it too.
Right?
Tip hat.
I'm very happy I finally found a cowboy hat that actually fits my ginormous head.
we've got some others.
Yeah, we got that one.
We got a couple others
Yeah,
if you'd like to.
so-
I've tried it on before. It's too small for me.
Really?
Oh.
I have a massive cranium.
That's good. It's all that brain power.
Yeah, means you're very smart. That's so cool.
It's all empty in there.
It's all bass notes.
Whoa! 1,234 stars from Gio.
Oh, hell yeah.
What
What a trooper.
And I don't have my sound alerts.
And we don't have
Right.
the sound.
So right. Disclaimer. Usually Melissa has her sound alerts.
I so would have did the breakdown.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that would have been the big
That's
one.
what
Dun
it-
dun 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 dun. Ksh, ksh.
Yep, that
Dun 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 dun.
That was good. No hitting.
Save the flipper.
We're gonna have to take all those stars and get you a cortisone shot. Is that what you want?
No.
You're not gonna be able to practice the drums with Opus. Did you see? He said he'd give you free
What?
lessons.
What? He gave me free lessons?
Hold on, don't whack anything.
I'm not gonna whack anything.
Chill
All
out.
the stars. All the
I'll
You
check
did-
it out later.
You didn't. Hold on, you didn't see? Opus said that he was gonna give you free lessons.
That's incredible.
cortisone shot accepted.
That's so cool. I need to see that. You don't want a cortisone.
How are you missing everything on the interwebs? That's all that's
Well, there's
left.
just so much of it.
Yeah, it's true. Gosh.
Well, that's really cool. I'll check that out
So
later.
did everybody see the debate? I don't mean the presidential stuff, so don't even try it. We don't do that here. I'm talking about the real debate. The debate everybody wants to know. Has cell phones gone too far in concerts?
What
Put
do
a
you mean by
1
too
in the
far?
chat if cell phones have gone too far.
What do you mean by too far?
I don't know.
What do you mean by
Loudwire.
cell phone?
So Loudwire, they're asking, has it gone too far? Fans debate when filming a concert on your phone goes too far. There are good points to be made on both sides of the debate, says Loudwire, and some of them raise awareness to something you may have never known before. Bun dun duns. Yeah? So, I was going to first start because our friends and fans have weighed in. And I'm going to have Melissa put a couple of these up on the screen for everybody to follow along with. So our friend Adam is from New England Rock and Metal Radio. Also, arguably, has the only complete, I would say, the most updated and complete New England database of authentic rock, hard rock, and metal bands.
They also include female-fronted bands as well.
That is to be known. So, Adam says, depending on the concert, is it an arena show with big-name bands? If so, chances are somebody is taking a bit better video than you are with better sound quality. It's not a bad point. That can easily be searched on social media or YouTube. Did you have something to say there? Or do you want to
I'll
wait?
wait. I'll
Okay,
wait.
all right. You're first to chime in. Your phone doesn't need to be in someone else's face. Just sit back. I didn't read all of these before grabbing them, so I'm doing that so I can react with you guys. Your phone doesn't need to be in someone else's face. Just sit back, live in the moment, and enjoy the concert. He goes on to say, if it's a small local artist, that might be a different story, as your video can help others discover new acts. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about what Adam had to say?
For the most part, I agree. The only thing, not all the time are there, yeah, sure, usually there's bands that have, cameras on them and whatnot, but a lot of time YouTube won't post kind of, all that stuff. I can't go and, see every show, in high quality. Sometimes, the only footage I find of bands, is just on cell phone footage, even if they're big bands. Like Dayseeker.
I also think that years ago, it might not have mattered because everything sounded like this. So there was a time when it was just unfun for everybody to record a live show.
Right.
Everything about it at one time was ugly, including, y'all can remember that. People standing on... Here's another thing before we go any further. If you're recording, it's safe to say that most of the people recording the shows are not professional photographers. Many of the people with cell phones that are recording cell phone video at concerts might not be, as much as we all love music and feel like we are scientists and experts at it. A lot of people don't know if you're standing on one side of the stage, you're not going to be able to record the audio or capture the audio of the band. likewise, if you walk up to Zach on stage and you're filming a sepsis concert, and you step in front of his monitor, for all I know, he could have asked the sound guy to have just Melissa in his monitor. And in that sense, your cell phone's going to capture whatever's on the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So, rule of thumb to everybody that plans on recording bands this year, we finally have the technology where most people, when they shoot, it's not going to sound like this. That's the good news. I think before, 1998, everything about shooting a video was ugly. Now, even like customers and amateurs, there's image stability, so even when you're getting kicked in the head by stage divers, you still can get a decent shot.
Yeah.
Also, there's all kinds of, here we go, AI features and technological features that are built in the phones that have like noise cancellation that can either work for or against the band. I know in many times people think that recording a video is going to promo the band, but because a lot of people that are filming or recording a band don't have any experience or education in filming bands or recording, a lot of the times you're not promoting the band. You're actually capturing bad audio. And then when they capture bad video and bad audio, they claim to go and support the bands by uploading it, and then it gets misunderstood as clout chasing. Because a lot of times the fans aren't choosing great audio or great video. What they're connected to was the feeling that they had at the show, what they were feeling when they were watching. And then when people say, man, that band blows, and people go, oh no, it's just a terrible cell phone video.
Right.
So a lot of people that claim that they're helping the bands by posting bad video and bad cell phone audio have to remember, you guys aren't all professional audio and video creators. I don't care what Facebook tells you. And the other thing is if you're gonna record a band with audio and video and you want to try to get great audio and video, you're not gonna, because you're recording with a cell phone. But if you wanted to try to stay center stage and stand back away from the stage volume so you can get the volume from the PA speakers, and position yourself and your cell phone in the middle of the stage so you can hear the right and left speakers. I hope that can help people. So there's another one. Does anybody want to talk about what Adam was talking about? I don't disagree.
Sounds to me like people need to establish cell phone etiquette.
Space, boundaries, cell phone. Where are we with it, though? Is there a universal law? Is there a universe? I mean, does it matter how old you are, how tall you are? I mean, what was crazy that I thought was interesting is a lot of the folks that were younger felt that the phone was a part of the concert experience. However, they complained because they were too short.
Right. It does suck to be short in a crowd when you're trying to record
somebody
something.
that's 4'9", like Lexi. Most people don't know, but the picture that I put up is a picture, and in it is one of our staff members, Rince, and he's right in the. What they don't know, he's a staff member. He's standing right in the middle. He's a tall guy. He's standing right in the middle. He's got his cell phone. He's a bigger guy. Ain't nobody can see over him.
It's much easier for him to have that sort of
no, granted,
shot.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of photographers I know that are shorter guys, they bring step ladders and stuff to the shows because they know they're not going to get the shot unless they're up high. Just food for thought. I'm not a photographer, so
Brandon said, "Let's go."
I'm not a photographer, so I don't like. We don't know the etiquette on this. We're on the other side of the stage.
This seems to be an etiquette that the concert goers would need to establish,
20
not
stars
necessarily the artists,
Hell
unless
yeah.
the artists are doing some sort of VIP experience and there's going to be phones in your face. That's when the artist would develop cell phone etiquette.
I remember, well, I'll talk about this after. Our experience.
Yeah.
Because our experience is quite different.
So this is much different than
Because we're an older band. We were here before cell phones were popular.
here before the internet was really all that pop and all that stuff.
All right, so I'm going to go to our friend Echo Ray. That's a kind of a cool name. I don't know if you could pop this one up there. Producer Wolf.
Name?
Oh, Echo Ray. You see this one?
Okay.
That's everybody giving a shout out to our Producer Wolf.
Hold on, let me look at this. We've got 50 stars from Chad.
Holy
Chad!
crap. Well, someone's going to Popeyes this Sunday.
Right. I know.
Echo Ray says, for me, it's a split decision, 60-40. I love a gal that knows her numbers. I love to just be there and live in the moment. So she says, on one hand, she's old-fashioned. She's traditional. She believes that the live experience is production for living creatures.
100%.
That was odd, but it works. Also, a front row kind of gal, she says. I don't like to miss anything while my eyes are on a screen, for example. Well, I can tell you, if you're a fan of heavy metal concerts, you don't want to put your nose in the screen because you will get bumped.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
It's a matter of time. If you're at a heavy metal concert and you're doing this, you're going to go flying at some point.
And your
I'm
phone.
just telling you.
Yeah, your phone's going to go.
It doesn't matter. Boys, girls, kids of all ages. You're going to go flinging across the room.
Have fun.
But on the other hand, she says, it is the best way for promotion and sharing the bands on every level. Also, I have to have the photogenic memories to go with the experience. She touched on all of it.
Yep.
What do you guys think of that?
I agree with that.
I agree with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of,
Yeah, she
that
kind
was
of...
well balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Echo says facts, you'll get smashed.
Shout out to Echo Ray. I didn't know she was in here. I'm just choosing these random so nobody knows, like, you don't know if we're going to read them or not. You know what I mean? Like, if you're... this is how I'm doing it every week. Like, I'm just taking the comments that I feel people put the effort in, and I'm reading them off.
Hans says he's never been bumped or gone flying. I find that hard to believe.
But something did happen to him last show.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stop right now. Okay? So, Hans is in the chat right now, and he's saying that he's never been bumped and he's never went flying because he's the professional holding the camera and nothing could possibly happen to him. Except last week, in front of a capacity audience of over 700, he lost his pants. So, let me reiterate. Maybe you don't get bumped. Maybe you don't get moshed. But someone's going to rip your fucking pants off. Have I made myself clear?
Clothes will be ripped off in the pit.
Nose in the phone. Off comes your drawers. Got it? Kind of the rules of the road. It's the unwritten law of the...
That's concert etiquette 101.
Right. You didn't hear about it? I almost just said something really terrible. That was so close. This is why live shit is like... Oh, wow. The impulse is killing me.
Oy vey.
I gotta stop right now. I like this one right here. This is from Mark. I hope I say your name right. Reagan. Or Regan. Now I'm getting all nervous, as you can tell. As a gig photographer, he says, I can be completely psychopathic. No, I'm just kidding. I was just making sure you guys were following along.
All rules are broken if you're a professional.
I was just making sure you guys were following along. As a gig photographer, I can be completely involved in the gig while taking photos and video. You're cheating. You got talent.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has those kind of attention skills.
Yeah.
Right?
You're a professional.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a professional.
For it.
Right? Have you ever tried to floss and use the bathroom? No, because you'd need extra hands.
I have to go number 2.
All right, here we go.
Just saying.
It makes me more aware of what's going on with the lighting or what the musicians are doing. Again, this guy's a fucking pro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, too. Because, like, you're doing the jump part. The lights are going flicker, flicker, flicker. And you got to get to snap it. Get it. You got to grab it. I can understand it. He goes on to say, stop fucking with the phone. Each to each their own. I know some can be annoyed by others waving phones about, but it's far less annoying than those that talk loudly over the music all through the show. I know those people.
Mm-hmm.
I never really thought about how annoying those people are. But they are.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of comedians deal with that sort of stuff.
Well, it's almost part of it.
It's like, excuse me, can you shut the fuck up?
It's different in a comedy performance, though, because heckling, when a comedian gets heckled, that's when you can see how truly funny they are based on their reaction to the heckler. A comedian's best work is usually dealing with a heckler.
That's true, because it's like, it's not really, it's like musicians. It's like you're doing your best work managing rejection. It's akin to that. When you're under pressure, when people have told you no a billion times, you're supposed to fucking quit and throw in the fucking towel.
No.
But people make the argument that, like, some of the most important decisions you'll ever make in life is when you come to the threshold, when you come to the line of considering giving up on everything. And then that decision that you make after that point is a decision that ultimately leads you to where you're going in life. You feel me? So I like what he's got to say here. This was totally pro, really. It's far less annoying than those that talk loudly over the music throughout the whole show. And for those who hate being stuck behind a tall bloke, he's 6'4", as well, but I do move around a lot when the camera is out. That's another thing. And, going back to the mosh pit thing. Mm-hmm. Like, this guy's 6'4". He's saying, hey, look, I'm 6'4". At some point during this concert, whether we're on the phone or not, I'm going to block your view. Mm. Like, we can't remove tall people from the concert because short people can't see the stage.
We do.
Like, people are going to be moving around, That's going to be at most concerts. And if you've ever been to a really large one, sometimes it's just no getting to the front.
Mm-hmm. Although it is nice at venues like the Palladium where they have, like, stadium kind of
I love that.
Flooring. However...
It's called, like, old amphitheater stuff.
Yeah. However, then you have venues like the Hampton Ballroom, where, see, when I go to concerts, I always try to be as close to the sound booth as possible, because that's where you're going to get the best sound, because you're hearing what the sound guy is trying to make the room sound like.
Take notes.
However, when you have a flat level floor like at Hampton Ballroom, and, I'm not the shortest guy, but when I go to shows, I'm, 5'9", and everybody there happens to be 7 feet tall. So I can't see shit from back there.
Right. That's what.
But it sounds good, but I don't know what I'm listening. I can't see what I'm listening to.
Christine Grant, thanks for the follow.
Hey, thanks, Christine. Hey, I'll say another thing. It's not like, the other clubs that me and Melissa used to go to, where they electrocute people.
What?
Yeah, so me and Melissa used to, people don't know this about us, but me and Melissa used to work as stagehands, and we also used to work in gangster rap music. And we were doing a show one night for a pretty well-known gangster rapper named Mano. You can look it up. Anyway, he's a real gangster rapper. And at the end of the club, we were staff, you know. But at the end, I was doing sound that night and running lights, and we had a good night. And then after, they were electrocuting people.
Like on purpose?
Yeah, like, no, when they shut down the club, they said, all right, last call, everybody out of the club. And then all the bouncers grabbed fucking electrocution rods and were getting people out of the club.
Sounds sexy.
Oh my gosh.
Tasers and shit.
Yeah.
Cattle prod.
Oh, dude, they was zapping. Get going, zap, zap, zap. And everybody, and I'm looking at them like, I hope you guys aren't going to zap me. And they looked at me and said, oh, no, we're not going to zap you. I said, okay.
Pass.
I said, that's good.
I'm sure there was one who was like, but I might.
They looked like they was going to zap me. That's why I was nervous. Yeah.
Well, that's different. But that is one way to get people out of the club.
Little Melissa's story. Me and Melissa's story.
Yeah.
Remember that? I said, what's that noise?
Turn around.
They're all electrocuted. They're electrocuting people. I said, what the fuck? We got to get out of here. Chuck Hart. He's got one for us. He says, a couple of quick thoughts. As there's realistically zero advertising or promoting at local shows being done on the radio or airwaves these days, and social media, Facebook for the most part, being one of a couple platforms where most people, fans, frequently share photos, videos, tags of whatever band they're listening to or seeing live, I don't see there being any downside to or for the band, music, or label, as it is essentially free advertising, promotions for them, less money out of their own pockets and the band's. But on the other hand, unless you're a proven commodity that can sell clubs, music halls, amphitheaters, or bigger venue, just get your name or track record alone, there needs to be more than just social media and street teams out there, and more of a push from the big guns and head honchos to provide the push and support that a lot of the bands and musicians need to thrive. Thank you, Chuck.
The way he said that.
Yeah, that's gonna be my last one that I'm reading. But I think those were all. I don't really have anything to say about it more. It surprisingly. The only thing I will say is, in our experience, when we first started, I remember not liking it. When we first started and our shows started to fill up, and me and Melissa started playing, they'd have the cell phones on. When people going live first become a thing, I never worried about the videos. What I always worried about at first was going live. Because my idea was, if people could see us play live on Facebook and it sounds like shit because it's a cell phone video, what is the incentive for people to come and see us in person if they believe that it looks and sounds like shit? So cell phones at one point I felt were harmful because the technology wasn't up to par. You play a strong bass note on a cell phone, it sounds like you're out of tune. It sounds like the band's falling apart. If you listen to your favorite bands recorded on a cell phone, even now, go Google after we get off and look at your favorite bands. Go watch 5 to 10 videos of fans taking cell phone videos of them. Now, and I know, most people know at concerts, hear me out, most people know at concerts that there's a dramatic difference between what you're experiencing in the concert. There's a dramatic difference between what your ears and what you're physically experiencing at a concert, and the disconnect that you get when you're listening to it recorded not just through a cell phone, but now being played out of another cell phone. on social media. It's not just the cell phone. You have to go through the person's terrible cell phone and whatever condition that's in. Then it has to go online and make it through their filters and their audio scramblers and whatever hoops and technological conversions. You know, it's got to be compressed into a smaller file. It's got to be resorted. Then that's uploaded on social media, right? Mm-hmm. Like our Vevo music ain't got shit on our uploads that we have on YouTube.
Yeah.
Our lossless spatial music is awesome on iTunes and compared to our music on Spotify. And in the same respects, that's because when you upload something to YouTube, YouTube has its own compressions, its own filters, its own noise reductions. When you upload a reel, when you upload music, when you record, or when you even plug your guitar into an amplifier, the reason why a compressed signal on a guitar that's been distorted sounds funky is because it's already been compressed several times.
Several times.
So, sticking a compressor on top of a compressor and an EQ on top of an EQ, for those of you that don't know sound design or engineering, trust me, it gets tricky. And it matters, and hold on, and it also matters in what relay, in what interval relay did what come first? Did you capture the audio on an iPhone, and then did you upload that audio on, let's say, a PC? Okay, and then you take that PC and then you moved it to a MacBook, and then from a MacBook you uploaded it to SoundCloud, and then from SoundCloud you uploaded it. It's gone through so many different thresholds, but by the time somebody is looking through it, hey, look at my favorite band that was taken with an iPhone, uploaded to YouTube, and now you're watching it through your Samsung Galaxy that's 2 years old. You're not going to hear a great mix. You're not going to get... So I know a lot of people say, it's promoting the bands. To who? Because people that have been to concerts, they know the difference. When they're watching a cell phone video, they go, oh shit, I know what Disturbed sounds like in reality. When people hear a Sepsis cell phone video, they go, oh no, this is all right, but you should hear them in person. Most of the time, when you see people experience a live performance that's been recorded, even on high end, they say, even though this has been recorded on high-end audio and video equipment, it's got nothing on the real thing. Everybody will always say, you seen Slipknot? You seen the Dave Matthews Band? Yeah, I seen him on HBO, and they got nothing on the real thing. Did you see him at the Grammys? Yeah, I seen him at the Grammys, even at the Super Bowl with all their high-tech microphones, all the high-tech speakers, all the AI and technology and computers. Nobody that you see at the Super Bowl, if you ever heard anybody talk about any of these huge events, Coachella, anything like it, they'll say, yeah, you know, Slipknot's awesome if you watch them on HBO or Netflix. I seen the special, Doja Cat on Horizon Worlds. It's amazing, but there's nothing like the real thing. It's the same thing they say about cybersex and the metaverse and pornography and everything else. Right, even microwave dinner. There's nothing like the real thing. And this is the same sort of thing. Like, I think that when push comes to shove, there's good news out of this. Is that cell phones can still be a major part of the concert experience. But what have we learned? They have been no threat. Not to bands like Sepsis. It's been completely beneficial for us. I think, and I'm going to go on record here and say this, what really bothered us about people taking cell phone videos of our performance in the beginning was the fact that we weren't any good.
I just want you to know that Chad sent 100 stars.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
What's going on? So I think that's, and I can't speak for other bands, and I'm not going to dare. But I'll tell you, and I'm not even going to speak for my other band members. I'll let them speak. But for me, I was always paranoid about cell phones being brought to concerts, not because I thought people were going to steal from me, not because I thought people were going to upload my music. That's something maybe big bands have to worry about. I think that a lot of bands are worried about their performances being captured on cell phone because they're scared of the quality of their own performances.
Insecure about it.
I think they're more worried about hitting a bad note in front of everybody.
I think that's why a lot of people use backtracks.
If you were to go and ask every band, hey, can I take 1 million videos of your perfect set?
They're going to say no.
They're going to agree. They're going to say yes.
They're going to say yes?
I do. Yep, because it's perfect.
Oh, because it's perfect.
If I say, do you want me to take a picture of your band set?
I said imperfect.
No, let me rephrase. If I were to go up to 100 bands and say, do you have a problem with me recording this performance? Speed ahead. Your performance is done. It was a perfect set. I have a perfect set. Do you care if I upload it?
No.
No.
They're going to love that.
All right, now I have a set where you fucking slipped on a banana peel and called your mother fat.
No, don't post it.
Right. So what are bands really worried about in terms of recording on cell phones? What are bands really paranoid? Small bands? What are they paranoid about?
Looking bad.
Looking bad.
It being not perfect.
I think now this is my take. To me, what I noticed about sepsis is we used to be paranoid about people bringing cell phones to the venue. And that's because going live was brand new. We were a band before the technology came out. So it was natural for us to be curious and nervous about new technology and how we'd be exploited with it. Mm-hmm. However, what we have learned was we weren't nervous about that at all. We were nervous about what a lot of bands were nervous about when the shit came out. Getting our hand caught in the cookie jar. Not practicing. Not hitting the notes. Not having your guitar tuned. Not having a great attitude. We were worried about somebody catching us on video not being professional. And when I realized is, by bringing the cell phones into the venue separates the men from the boys. It's evidence. I love when people film sepsis because it's evidence. It's evidence that we don't cheat. It's evidence that we work hard. It's evidence that we're professional. It's evident why we're there to do what we're doing. It's evidence that we deserve to be on stage.
And it's also evidence that you guys don't really care well, you guys do care, but, if it comes off imperfect, you guys will take that video and be like, oh, this isn't perfect, let's change it. Instead of being this isn't perfect, this is the end of the world. You guys don't want it like that.
Lexi's right. It's also evidence to show our fans that we're authentic. Mm-hmm. And that we do make mistakes, that we're not perfect, and we're not willing to advertise that we are.
Yeah. Mm.
I think the one problem that we argue about with backtracks, Miss Lexi, I think is Lexi likes to make the argument that, and you can stop me if I'm wrong, that some bands use backtracks to give an image of perfection.
Yep. That's a perfect verbatim why I have a problem with it.
And that's what you and I have gone back and forth with in the past. But we'll save that for another time.
I think we've had a debate similar to that one. I think it was was it last season?
We have at least one debate each season about it.
At least one.
I'm more flexible today about it than I was before.
That's true. That's true.
I was 100% all backtrack.
Uh-huh.
I was 100% gung-ho.
Yeah.
Now I see there's something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I still love my backtrack bands. I don't care what anybody says.
Same.
Right.
Especially, I just...
Just as long as it's not front vocals and guitars and bass.
Of course.
And drums.
So people playing the instruments on stage.
Right. Whatever instruments are on stage need to be played.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing the instrument.
Okay? We'll be back next season to talk about this shit.
Right.
Big news coming up.
Breaking news. Backtracks. Breaking news.
I think that's it, though. That's all I got on the cell phone thing. So I'll go over just a couple other things that's been going on. I just had food for thought. You know how they have like Blabbermouth and Loudwire and Hammer and all these magazines? They always have the whole like top 10 worst bands or top 20 worst concerts or.
I can't stand those.
Why
sometimes.
don't like artists? Why don't we have like top 10 shittiest magazines?
100 stars from
Ooh.
Chad.
Chad?
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Why don't artists? I mean, we have equal platforms now. Like there was a time when we needed Loudwire to talk about us, and there was a time when.
Yeah.
But let's face it, magazines need bands. Bands don't need magazines.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
anymore.
Magazines need bands and advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
So they need bands.
Yeah, they
because
need
you take away the
bands.
bands, there's nothing to advertise.
Exactly. You
Right.
need bands and advertisements.
We don't work off. We work with music. We don't do points and clicks.
No, they do points.
So if you're in a magazine or you're a blogger or whatever you're doing, your whole conquest is to have people to get traffic and point and click on your website. We don't make music for that. We make music for making music.
Yeah.
So I don't have the burden of
Needing points and clicks.
right. You know what I mean? So but now artists have the same type of discoverability. We have the same publishing power as Metal Hammer.
Oh, hell
So when Metal Hammer has these like top 10 worst new metal bands, like I just think that's negative. Like why don't artists have like, I don't know, top 10 lion ass bloggers?
Oh! Top 10 worst venues?
For real. I'm just a food for thought. I don't get it. How come they allowed to just talk crazy about artists, and artists never question it? Like you would never try to be a part of something I was doing if I was talking reckless about you.
Right.
It's just weird. Anyhow, TikTok's testing 30-minute uploads as it looks to expand its content options.
To do long form video?
Yeah, but what does that mean?
They're in competition. Oh.
They're gonna compete with YouTube.
Well, they're going to compete with the internet. TikTok's competing with the internet, not one app.
If they're going more long form, that's interesting.
I'm going to tell you what it is, okay? If they're going for long form content, it means their demographic is changing, guys. That's what you need to
People no
know.
longer want to watch short term. They want to watch long form. It's the Vine effect.
Thank you, Lexi. That's what I was trying to get you to understand. I was
It's the
so
Vine
glad that you were
effect.
able to get that.
Hell
Yes.
yeah. We
It's
saw this with Vine.
the kids that we used to claim that all the kids are losing their attention span, and no, they just need to grow up a little bit. So what it's showing is that people that used to love long form content and did not have the attention span for anything but TikTok is even realizing, wow, these same people are growing up and they're wanting more. So that's good news.
500 stars from Geo.
What is
Gio!
going on? What is up with y'all today?
Oh my
Honey-
gosh. Should we bring all of you in for a group hug? Oh, yay. Group hug.
Don't
That was
Get
so
hurt.
cool.
Easy now. Simmer down.
So what you guys don't know is behind Lexi there's a big wind up gear and we just before she gets on we fucking torque that shit.
Yeah. Hi, I'm hyperactive.
AKA rubber band.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so Lexi, do you want to talk about this sleep token thing you're in there?
Yeah. Let me pull up my notes.
So the only reason why we're covering this, did anybody hear about sleep token getting doxxed?
Okay.
I did.
39 stars from Montana Hill.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you.
Well done. We really might be able to afford getting to a show.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah, so
to get out to
I just want to talk about this sleep token doxing thing
Yeah.
because I don't want to get too crazy about it. I don't
Yeah.
like the idea of entertaining the doxing.
So, yes,
thing.
so anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, Sleep Token, if you go on their Instagram, you're going to know that, like, literally all their posts are gone, and they're saying nothing lasts forever in the bio.
But they're back, right?
Yes.
So it did last.
Yes.
Okay.
But probably what didn't last was their old masks. So at the time when this was first reported that their social media was taken down, all the fans went into a huge frenzy and like, oh my god, they've broken up. Oh my gosh, it's like the height of their career. Everything's ending. When really, in all actuality, what content creators are probably going to start doing this year, and Sleep Token's one of them, is they're going to start playing with y'all's brains, and they're going to start doing this, like...
mind game shit.
They're going to play with your psyche. What I'm saying is they're going to play with the whole, oh, are they broken up or are they not broken up, just to do some big promotional thing. And with Sleep Token, it's the release of their new masks.
Now, some people are really fucking irritated about this. Like, now I want to jump out here. Because a lot of people might not know anything about this. And I'm going to tell you why I know about it. So, the whole doxing thing. Now, you used to pay to get your address and name in the yellow pages. I don't know what the big deal is. And I don't know why people are worried about doxing. You guys put your fucking lunch on Facebook. You guys put everything you do on social media. I don't understand who cares about doxing. I'm so unimportant. You could come and sit on my porch and then leave. There's nothing that's going to happen. So, I get the drama behind doxing people. You go and you put their address online and you cyber bully people. But I got news for you. Cyber bullying for adults is called criminal harassment. Children cyber bully.
Right.
Adults harass. I just want to throw that out there. So I went and did my own research, Melissa. I went on Reddit. I did just stay away from Reddit. But if you ever go there, this is where you find the most toxic shit on the internet. And so sometimes I have to take a peek just to see how bad something can be.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's awful. So I went over to see Sleep Token fans. These are not fans. These motherfuckers are sick.
And random.
So the thing is, they have the masks on, you know, and you know, people, they do these mind games where, you know, they want to be able to find out who's the man behind the mask, sort of thing. Okay, it's all very interesting and starts off fun, but you know how the internet, something lights on fire and it starts to get ugly. So people have become so obsessed of finding out who these people are, and so obsessed with Sleep Token that they've gone to actually like harassing these people and trying to figure out what bands they've been in before and what type of personal controversy. People have gone to such extent to learn and be a part of what they're doing personally that apparently it's actually gotten like out of control in some situations. And learning about this, whether it's true or false, for great PR purposes, they use the story because they just announced a tour. As soon as they dropped the story about them getting doxxed, 24 hours later, everybody was searching for it, you know, on Google. Now, this pissed a lot of people off. Like, people that are truly fans. They say, you know, we feel set up.
It's a setup.
We feel like we've been duped. We feel like... but this isn't anything different than Ozzy biting the head off a bat. Gigi Allen shitting on stage. People used to think Kiss worshiped the devil. This is the same stuff with Slayer. This is the same stuff with gangster rap. And now, I was going to tell you in the beginning why I've seen this before. This is what they do in gangster rap. Like, if you're familiar with gangster rap or even drill rap or whatever, it's controversy. The music doesn't sell very well. It's controversy all day long, and they ride the PR wave.
It's all promotional stuff. It's all marketing stuff. It's all to get hype for something big to happen.
People
we're
did this.
Out of things to do.
Yes, we've seen this before in past lineups of Sepsis' left. People try to ride the clout wave all the way out. It's just a thing people do.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a band that faked one of their members' like kidnappings in order to
people
promote
do
a new album.
Anything for clout.
They do.
I think there was another band that, like, they claim that they kicked out their drummer, only to find out later, like, oh no, it was just because we're doing a new tour and we needed extra publicity.
Yes.
They'll do literally anything.
So I mean, this isn't just this doesn't just happen to large bands.
Smaller bands do it too.
That's what I wanted to bring it up.
Everybody does this. It's
What do you
like the
think about
oldest
that?
trick in the book. This is the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah.
Do something else if you're going to do some promotional thing or some advertisement thing or some marketing thing. Can we please do something else?
Right?
Okay.
For example, to promote our next album, I'm going to douse my arm in lighter fluid, light it, then fist fuck a goat. Not really.
I was about to
But
On Reddit.
On
Reddit.
the only place
That's
that
what
would
we'll-
accept that kind
Well, I was
of
gonna say we'll do it on Reddit. Stay tuned. Do you want to say anything about Sleep Token?
I did. I said that they should do something else.
Does anybody here like to listen to Sleep Token?
No. I don't personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else. I don't.
What do you
partake in
think?
Music.
What do you think, Melissa the Wolf? Have you heard Sleep Token before?
No,
You've never heard it before?
no, I haven't.
It's aight.
How
Their
about
drummer's cool.
the drummer?
Cool. The drummer's cool. He has a ton of cymbals.
They look cool live.
Everybody with masks looks cool though. That's why they make the mask.
Right.
Yeah, but
I was
they-
mostly talking about the
Well,
drummer.
like the. You know,
I'm gonna
the
start being like the
production
guys on
stage,
Reddit.
you know.
I want to see your face. Does your face look cool? If your face is as cool as that mask, then I'll be a fan.
I remember when I was in middle school, like the whole like leaked images of Slipknot without their mask was like the biggest thing. Like,
So I was pissed off about the Slipknot thing because when I was a kid, there was the big fight. Mushroom Head versus Slipknot. Mushroom Head was way before Slipknot. So when we seen Slipknot, we were like, "These fucking posers trying to be like Mushroom Head."
Yeah. It's a little...
Like most people don't realize that Google's not the first search engine.
No.
They just copied a lot of people and got a little bit more popular for it.
And a lot more money.
Slipknot is not the first bunch of goofballs to put on a mask.
No.
I mean, it's all bondage and domination, sex imagery. I mean, Judas Priest, Alice Cooper. I mean,
Kiss.
They're not the first guys that put on dominatrix, scary masks and leather and played the guitar. I mean,
And they're sure
here's
not
the
gonna
other
do
thing.
that loud.
All the artists, rappers, singers, and songwriters, it's a growth hack. If you paint your face or wear a mask, you don't age. So it's a growth hack. A lot of the artists that put masks on and paint their face, it's a marketing ploy. It's so they can stay on stage longer than their competition. Look at all the girls that paint their face in rock and roll music. It's because they don't want to show their age.
The other thing too, depending on the extent of the mask thing, you can interchange members.
And they don't want to share their age because everyone believes that in order to continue on in music, especially mainstream music, that you need to be available and you need to appeal to younger audience. Mm-hmm. Now that's a label thing. That's a rumor. Right. Labels and A&Rs and trends will tell you that that grown adults should be appealing to kids. I think that pedophiles do that. Mm-hmm. To me, only pedophiles appeal to kids. I didn't get into adult music. I didn't survive my childhood to grow up to appeal to kids. That's something that weak adults do. Mm-hmm. But adults will tell other adults that they need to be appealing to children to be musicians. So, some adults paint their fucking face and they wear masks because they don't want to age because they think they need to be appealing to kids. Did I make myself clear?
Yeah.
It's just a marketing ploy to stay on stage longer than your competitors. That's why Kiss is going all hologram. So they can keep kissing. Yeah, I think people that paint their face got all types of psychological problems.
Yeah.
TikTok is testing their 30-minute content options. I think 30 minutes is too long for any Gen Z kids to watch videos. Debate me.
I'm not like the other Gen Z kids.
I know you read.
I read, and I also have an attention span that can watch a 30-minute
I'm just
video.
teasing you.
That's okay.
And you don't wear a mask.
I don't wear masks.
People that wear masks are usually bank robbers and burglars and criminals.
Or into some weird
They
sex
got something
stuff.
to hide. People that wear a mask have something to hide. They don't want to show their real face. They got something to hide.
Instagram tests out new group chat conversation starters and notes. The idea, Zach, is that by giving people more ways to participate, they might be more comfortable expressing themselves than connect with friends and notes. No, they won't. Because people online insult each other, humiliate each other, make fun of each other, and they wear fucking masks. Nobody wants to make friends with anybody in a fucking mask. Can't look you in the eye. Go fuck yourself. Can drunk sex ever be ethical? Chat, weigh in.
Oh, it's about to get real.
Now, I haven't drank it in years. I do remember what that is like. No, I don't. So I don't remember what drunk sex was like because I was drunk. That seems pretty unethical to me. See what I'm saying? That's why I stopped doing it.
Yes, because ethics come involved.
Right.
The last time
What do you
last time I had drunk sex, which was many years ago. All I remember about it is going to change positions and then just puking my guts.
Oh no!
Somebody get the waiver for Zach.
No.
Zach needs to sign the waiver.
That's
Yes,
awful.
is it required to be drunk? I think you're doing it wrong.
Now,
Gio?
would you believe that I come from the dumbest era where, like, all the idiots, like, in my peer group were the dumbest people on earth, including myself. Like, growing up,
Why do you?
because all perversions were on the table. Like, getting drunk was the reason that you had sex.
Oh, so
And
you
then
were
you-
drunk and you're like, oh, because I'm
You-
drunk, now it's okay to have sex?
Right. Like, everything, like, it's so different. Like, you smoke cigarettes because it was cool. There's nothing cool about choking to death, but
Would
we
that be the-
believed it.
Would that be
Oh,
the
yeah.
same effect with the drugs at that time, too? Like you
Doing
would
drugs
take
was
the
cool when I was a
drugs
child.
Right?
to do
I
the
want to
thing.
state specifically it was very uncool. But it was...
But at the time, it seemed so cool.
That's what Hollywood, in the magazines, in Hollywood, in the music, the rappers, the rockers, Motley Crue, to Luther Vandross, everybody was on cocaine.
So it's heavily advertised at that time.
It was all the superheroes did it.
Mm-hmm.
All the superheroes were rock stars in the 80s and 90s.
Right?
Chad sent 50 stars.
What is going on, man?
Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Chad, so much, man. That's because,
He knows what's up.
we're not going to spend it on booze. People can't give sexual consent under the influence of alcohol, yet many of us have never done it sober. I think that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
I think they're making a joke.
They are.
Right.
That sounds like they're making a joke.
Yeah, it sounds like a joke.
But it was a really different
But-
joke.
Bad joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad dark humor joke.
Right.
Sexologist.
I love it when they call them that sexologist.
Right?
I
What a
love
cool
that
title.
term. I
Now,
know,
hold
right?
on a second. Before we go making fun of anything, put a 1 in the chat if you wish you were a sexologist. Come on, that's your pro title?
Right?
Sexologist?
Like, when you
Come
when you
on.
go to the bank
You go on a date, you're like, oh, what's your occupation? I'm a sexologist.
Right, now turn around.
I'll turn around.
Oh, my goodness.
I love that.
The next stage of TikTok is coming, with some users now seeing... Oh, we did that one already. Sorry. Google adds new generative AI elements in Chrome, including Writing Assistant, and the new Writing Assistant is designed to help users write, but come up with better queries and posts. That means that they're admitting that search engines are so bad, we don't know how to use them anymore.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. They're polluting the data. So they're scammers that are using AI technologies for SEO, and it's causing pollution, which is making the search results be poopy.
But they said 40 years ago that the internet was going to do the stuff that the search engines don't do. Then, when the search engines came out, they said they're going to do stuff that AI is supposed to be doing for us now. Now we're going to have this new AI thing, and it is claiming that it can be a search engine. Yeah. So basically you're saying that the original internet failed, the search engines and SEO database on the second internet failed, and now this new internet that is coming out, that is supposed to be our personal assistant version of the internet, is claiming to search the internet?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't want to search for anything.
Right.
Fuck off. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Mm-hmm. We've searched for everything. It's been done. Yeah. We've got it. We've got it. We've got every chord, every scale, every address. Everybody knows everything. Everything's exposed. We're done.
There's nothing more to look up.
The only thing the internet can do now is shop. The only thing that the search engines do is shop. The only thing that AI is going to do is shop. The only thing the Bible did was shop. The only thing that TV did was shop. The only thing that radio did was shop. The only thing we were allowed to do is shop. We never do anything else.
But
right, because that's all we are here, is just consumers.
So they just came out with another thing to shop for. So not only do you need electricity, then you need a device to plug into the electricity. Then you need a subscription to the device's services to plug in to the electric service. And then, once you have the electric service, you have to turn on the internet service. But the internet itself isn't good enough. We have to have a carrier and a browser, and you have to be subscribed to the server and all this other thing, and you have an email, and that email's connected to all these other different servers and websites and all this other thing, but none of it does what it claims to do.
It's broken.
It's broken.
It's crashing.
It's crashed. It doesn't do anything. You have the fucking elect the wall socket, and you plug it in the wall, and it claims that it's going to do a bunch of stuff, but it's not good enough, and I can prove it because we make products to replace it and compete with it, claiming that the new product will do what the old product didn't do,
while still doing the same thing.
But I'm saying though, now it's like you have a product that is available. Electricity is like a natural thing in the world, but whatever. We have this product, and we're going to pay for it to come out of the wall, and this product will power other products. But you need to be subscribed to those products, and then those devices and products have to be registered, and then you have to be online. But being online, you get to shop for products that can then allow you to search for things online. And when you get done searching, you're going to find products like social media and AI that promise to do what the internet claimed to do in the beginning. Wasn't the internet supposed to just have information on it?
It was originally, but because, people buying
so
and selling.
I need the electricity so I can have the internet to get a device so I can subscribe to it to find another product to use the search engine?
Yeah. It's broken.
I don't care about it then.
And then
I don't even care about it. I actually don't care about it.
before
Yeah.
the system even crashed, it billed you every step of the way.
Right. The
So
entire
somebody's
time
going
we've
ka-ching,
been,
ka-ching, ka-ching.
we've been
every time.
contributing to this thing for 50 years, and it still doesn't do anything.
Yes.
Well, the worst thing, it's all one thing. Like, take this labelless bottle of liquid. Nothing tastes better than not getting sued. It's all, like, this generic liquid, the only thing that sets it apart from anything is just the label. It's all the same liquid into the bottle, and then just somebody else comes along, slaps their label on it. The next bottle comes, and somebody slaps a different label on it. It's all the same crap.
And even the bottle is the same bottle.
Yeah.
It's all made by the same things.
Yeah. It's just a way for them to, trick people into giving them money. It's all the same product.
Right. It's I just.
But the label that one person slaps on is going to tell you if you don't buy that labeled product and you buy, a different label, the people that buy the other brand, they're all losers. So then you think, well, I don't want to be a loser, so.
Right. It's like that.
This is where we challenge.
But it's really all the same thing.
It's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Wendy's has to humiliate Burger King. Burger King humiliates Ronald McDonald. Colgate, he's got to humiliate. They got to humiliate and talk poorly about the next. We can't do nothing. We can't sell nothing. We can't convince nobody of nothing unless we say something terrible about the next guy.
You have to persuade them by manipulation.
Hold on. Doesn't that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
That doesn't, of all people, we know how people can't do anything without persuading somebody else.
Or needing the opinions of others.
Right. That's why people go online so much with their personal behaviors. It's for attention.
And they also see other people doing it.
They can't do it without them.
Right. And because they've seen success and attention with those posts, they're like, oh, if they're doing that, I can do that. I should do that.
Right. If you get made fun of by enough people that you listen to Sleep Token, a lot of people stop listening to it. It happened with sepsis. In the beginning of the year, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people walked away from sepsis because some of the fans are getting made fun of for listening to us. They couldn't hack it.
If you're one of those people
Get the fuck out of here.
that need the opinions or follow the opinions of others in order for you to live your life, I strongly recommend you practicing resilience in the face of adversity and not let the opinions of other people dictate how you live and the things that you like or listen to.
Well said. Mm-hmm. Well said from the 20-year-old. I don't know if some of you 40-year-old nerds can get it. We'll see.
Only time will tell.
Real talk. I'm going to get into this one. The most common sex toy injuries and how to avoid them. From small scratches.
Sex toy injuries?
Yeah. From small scratches to when things get stuck.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
If you read the tabloids or lifestyle magazines, chances are you've heard of at least a few horror stories about accidents and injuries. I almost said industries.
There's
Oh my
accidents in
God.
the industries as
Yes,
well.
there is. Right. Oh, man. Yeah.
What a
So,
great-
yeah, I'm going to try to loosen up some of my language here because, there could be naturally underage people watching this. So, chances are that if you've heard a few horror stories, you've heard them about accidents and injuries linked to activities in the toy usage, such as plugs getting stuck, rings getting stuck, cutting off blood flow. That sounds terrible. Sex swing collapses. Think about that. Well, let me tell you something, guys. Make sure you're drilling into a stud.
A really sturdy foundation.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, make sure you're drilling, in the right hole.
Nice and sturdy.
Thankfully, these mishaps aren't very common. Well, that's good to know. A sex educator affiliated with toy retail, Good Vibrations. That's a great name.
I love that. That's a great brand.
Yeah, I like it. But simple nicks and bruises and skin irritations do happen.
Yeah.
The experts believe it just reflects a lot of the fading taboos around the toys, which has led to a steady increase to usage. So, the key takeaway is find the right tool for the job.
Not only for the job, but for you.
Mm-hmm. Know the toy, know thine self. And my advice to all of you is to start off slow and soft. Okay? Little advice from... I'm a reliable guy. Just trust me. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to read this one. It sucks.
Oh?
Yeah, I was going to read the social media one, but we've already did so much social media.
Yeah.
Zach, you want to take it away on the generative AI and social apps?
Hell yeah.
I know everyone's just dying to talk about that.
Right? So social platforms are trying to integrate AI tools, but they haven't found a good way to complement their core use case yet. Some generative AI elements, like image generation tools and chatbots, have gained interest, but they reduce actual social interaction. The future of digital interaction may not require human involvement in conversations, as chatbots could enable new forms of social engagement. The question is whether this is a good thing, and if it still qualifies as social media without human engagement. Meta CEO Mark Zuck plans to integrate generative AI into social apps, allowing users to create their own AI characters and distribute them across platforms. The end result...
You heard that, Melissa? Sorry, did you hear that? Go ahead. That was just heavy. That was right up your alley.
They want to... Zuck's going to allow you to create your own AI character and distribute them across platforms. Right?
Now, I say this, right, because you guys don't know out there, Melissa Wolf does not like interviews. You could have your AI just show up and have all the stuff for you.
You wouldn't have to do it anymore.
Your AI will do
Look
it.
at you.
The end result is essentially an imaginary friend within messaging apps, but the social aspect and value of engaging with non-humans is unclear. Meta's AI chatbots, infused with celebrity personalities, have not gained much interest, as they are a lesser version of real human interaction.
Right, like they had like a Snoop Dogg guy up there, but it's not him though. So it's like you don't want to talk to somebody. People want to talk to the real Zachy B.
Right. You wouldn't want to talk to just my hologram. Like that's.
I don't,
because that's really just a program.
That's always been my thing. Is I don't. The reason why I've never, and I say again on this podcast so many times, like I don't. At this stage, I'm not afraid of anything that makes terrible art and bad music and can't meet me in person. Like, I'm not worried about that.
Right?
This also appears to be very lazy. Like, if you're someone and you're scheduled to, let's say, like, do, like, a show or something.
Yeah.
And you're scheduled to be there, instead of you just being there, you're just gonna have your AI be there? That just seems
right,
so
I don't want to go to
me.
I don't want to go to the concert. Can my AI go?
Right.
Like, okay, here's one that really bothered me the other day, Melissa. The girl bought a dog, right? She begged and begged and begged for a dog. Her mother buys her the dog. they get the dog, and now they buy it an AI pet companion.
That's not what the
Oh, you motherfucker. Take the dog back.
Right?
Yeah.
The dog wants to be with dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what the child asked for.
No, the kid was fine with it because it realized it had to clean up the dog shit.
Oh, God almighty.
So once the kid realized I have to do something, that's the thing. Friends have to realize I have to do something. Wait a minute, I'm in the gang now. I have to do something. I'm in the band now. I have to commit. Oh my God, I'm in the shit now. I'm in the fucking cult. I'm in the church. I'm in the police academy. Yes, you're part of it, and now you have to do something.
Right, it's a lot easier to say you want something, but then when you're actually given it and
Right.
you realize it's...
You can get up in the morning and say on Facebook, make me a page. I want to be a fucking DJ. I want to be a rock and roll Facebook 40-year-old DJ on social media. And social media will grant it to you. But let me pop your bubble. You're not a real DJ.
Mm-mm.
You didn't go to broadcast school. You didn't invest yourself. You didn't do anything.
You just created a page. It's not doing it.
It just gets me like,
Yeah.
just because you put on a badge, it doesn't make you a real police officer.
Mm-mm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You put on a funny hat doesn't mean you put out the fire.
Oh,
Just because you dress like a rock star and get implants and fake hair and collagen and you blow your lips off and all type of other shit doesn't mean you're a real rock star. Just because you pay for 1 million views doesn't mean you sell 1 million tickets. Just because it says you had 4,000 monthly listeners on Spotify doesn't mean you're going to get 40 people in the club. And we see it on your social media.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows the jig's up. Same thing when your AI comes out. When your AI starts lying on your behalf, we're all going to know it's not you.
Right?
Yeah. And it's going to be very obvious that that's not you either. It's going to sound like a robot.
But even still, if you're using your AI, how do you know that your AI isn't lying about what that AI person's lying about? It's all just...
And if your AI is really supposed to... If AI in general is supposed to mimic actual human beings, then it will
lie.
rape people and lie and do drugs.
Rape, pillage,
Right.
enslave,
Isn't AI supposed to, learn how to be a human?
We don't know. They haven't told us. It's like the internet.
But it's obvious.
No, but when they gave us the internet, they told us what? We're all going to go to the library. We're all going to make friends with people in Beijing and West Africa. And we could talk to people in Turkey. And we're all going to play chess with, smart people from South Korea. That's not what happened.
No.
Same thing. When they said social media comes out, we're all going to be best friends. No, man. Now your 8-year-old daughter's playing chess with, an ex-convict from Philly.
And we're more divided.
who's
and can't
78.
Get together.
Right, and then we wonder why we can't get along with anything.
Right. We can't make friends. We can't work together. We can't have community. We're all...
The
I don't want to hang out with artificial friends. I've already had enough fake human friends.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm done with fake human friends.
And there's enough fake and fake stuff on the internet too. There's enough of fakeness, fake food, fake water, fake houses, fake clothes. There's too many fake things.
Americans are obsessed with buying products that can fake it better than the other leading brand.
It's this whole fake it till you make it bullshit.
Whatever you can front and fake more than the other guy is the winner in this fucking country. The more you can look or appear successful is more important than being happy. We got to move on that one.
Yeah.
Right?
We just can't end it there.
No.
We just can't do it.
No, we can't.
Responsibly, we can't do it.
No, not today. No.
We'll go back to drunk sex if we have to.
Right? I like that.
Oh, here's a good one. There's a lot of this stuff today. Pornhub will require proof of consent from performers.
for them.
Now, I was going to say, why? That's not really news to me. Why the fuck didn't they have that before?
That's a little late in the game. I was just about to say that. They're so behind on that.
This is real.
But better late than never.
That's true. No, he's got a good point.
But, like, so many years late, though.
Well, they should also require proof of age, too. Just saying.
It's going to take another 10 years.
But this is what I was saying about social media and adults spending time in the same play space.
50 stars from Chad.
Thank you, Chad. Feel what I'm saying? Yeah. As of this week, Pornhub's going to require consent for all performers. That means you guys. To upload your videos to the site. They're also going to be testing for STDs. Just kidding.
I think in Canada they to be a legal prostitute you have to get regular tests.
Well, that's good because at least the women there can have a say what they do with their privates.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's all tax deductible.
Even better.
Because it's a legal profession. They know what's
awesome.
One day we will have a podcast off of this network where I will say the F word a lot more.
That's awesome.
Should photographers and rights holders get paid when tattoo artists ink pictures of music icons? You're the professional?
I'm sorry, ask that again?
Well, this is your field. Well, it's not your field, but this is your field, you know?
I was going to say, this is my wife's jurisdiction.
Should photographers and rights holders get paid when tattoo artists ink pictures of music icons? You need to ask your wife.
Like the photographer who took the picture of the icon would get paid from the artist who used said picture to tattoo it onto somebody?
Explain that to Mark Zuckerberg. This is how serious we are about intellectual property. We've never thought about it this much in our lives.
I was going to say, if the picture is in like a public use area, then no. I mean, that's kind of a gray area.
I hope
okay.
everybody runs around with sepsis stars on, and I don't give a fuck. Do what you want.
Right? Exactly.
Who cares? We're all going to die.
Well, that's like saying, do I have to pay Doom for wearing the shirt that I bought?
Right. And we're
like
all going to die.
Yeah.
Same thing with the people in the mosh pits recording the songs and putting it on their pages of them performing live, and them getting DCMA copywritten.
All right. I don't mean to be mean, but I'm going to keep it real. Pay attention to this. And those of people in my family will know this to be true. My father was a mean, old, violent man. Okay? He was mean to me, and he was mean to most people that I knew. Most people that I knew that knew him to be mean and treacherous and evil. When he died, they wrote a story about him in a newspaper, and they fucking lied about it. They said he was a good guy. They said he graduated with flying colors, that he loved his kids, that he played sports. They fucking lied, bro.
Yeah, but don't all obituaries say that?
He was a piece of shit, Zach. We just need to keep it real in this country. You know?
I mean, I agree, but I'm saying, like, but...
The truth is, he didn't love all of his kids. He didn't treat people well. You know? Did they ask me?
Probably not.
But that's what I'm saying. We're not even willing to take living proof. So people just say whatever. It's pay to play, brother.
Right.
People will say whatever, just as long as you give them the right amount of money. So.
I went to a funeral of one of my aunts, and
it's a bad person.
Definitely not an upstanding citizen. But yeah, you could tell like the priest had no idea who this person actually was, saying
Right.
what a kind soul and everything, and she loved her kids.
We love our lies in this country, and liars are buyers.
and like, oh, she was at church all the time, but he failed to mention like she spent most of her time outside of various stores begging for money and drugs.
And I don't think they should have slaughtered him like that. You know what I mean? I didn't even slaughter him. But the truth is the truth, though.
Right.
When somebody was an old slave driver, an old drunk, tell them like it is. Yeah. I don't think they should have put the fact that he was a drinker and he beat his kids in there, but I think the world should know that because it's true. It's not a punishment.
Right.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. We got to stop looking at the truth in this country as it's a punishment. We have to stop looking at our own faults. We can't make adjustments to them until we start telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We can't make amends. We can't find resolutions until we start telling the truth. And let's face it, scams and schemes depend on lies to keep going. They depend on secrets. Sometimes we say stuff on this podcast that may not be popular, but we try to keep it as closely related to the truth as possible. That's why we always say that this is opinion-based conversationalists. I like that. These are my conversationalists. You guys have a good night.
Bye.